Hello everyone. You have probably heard about the large language models that they are trained on the trillions of the token and billions of the parameter. But what does that really mean for you as an AI engineer? It's not just about jumping in and using the latest tool. It's about really understanding the foundations, how these models are built, what's going on behind the scenes, and what you need to think about when it's time to fine tune your model. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through some of the key foundation topics you really need to get before you dive into any of the AI tools out there. So I'll briefly explain each one of them and then point you out to the free resource which is available. That will give you a good head start. And of course, it's not the whole picture. You will probably need to check out some documentation to get more understanding, but these videos will give you a good head start and help you understand these foundations better. Alright, so picture this. You are an AI engineer and you are fine tuning a model for your company. To do it properly, you need to know what's happening behind the scenes, like how your model is actually learning and when you need to stop training so that you don't run into overfitting. Now, that's exactly why you need to understand the basic of the neural network. Let's start with perceptron. So it's a simple calculator that takes the input, multiplies each with the weight, adds them up, and decides an output. Now, when you stack them up together, it becomes a multi-layer perceptron, and which can learn a complicated pattern also. There are activation functions which provide the ability for the non-linear relationship. Now, the loss function tell you where the model, like how wrong the model is. Gradient descent is how you change its weight so that the error is reduced. So now you have to understand all these things so that during the fine tuning you know how to control. So as an AI engineer, during the fine tuning you need to control how fast it learns so that you can avoid the overfitting and know when to stop the training. And there is no guesswork involved now. You will understand it and you know what happens behind the hood. And the next topic is the transformers and GPT. You have probably noticed how the GPT model can answer questions or continue a sentence so smoothly that it feels like a natural conversation. Now, how does that actually happen? It all comes down to the transformer architecture. The magic inside the transformer architecture is something that is called as self-attention. That means every single word in a sentence, look at each other word and then figure out what comes next. And so it decides the order of the words. Another important thing is the positional encoding that tells the model the specific order for the words because the attention itself doesn't know the sequence. And GPT model then use the auto regression generation prediction. So in the next token based on the previous one step by step. Then you have to understand the tokenization, how the raw text is broken into chunks that model can work with. And here's why it matters for you. Because when you understand these mechanics, you can design better prompts and guides and model work efficiently based on that. Whether it's a context message or a system message, you know how the model sees and weighs each word, help you get the result faster and accurate. So as an AI engineer who is using the existing tools, you have to understand the data training and the scaling. So when a model is trained, it's not just fed random information. It is trained carefully on the chosen data, and how the data is scaled up affects how well the model performs. For example, metrics like perplexity help you gauge how well it learning model predicts the next word. Lower the perplexity, the better it understands the context. And when you know these details, you can choose the tools that align your needs. If you understand how a model was trained and what its scaling approach was, you will know whether it's going to be reliable for your particular task or whether you might need to look for another model. So, in short, you're not just picking a tool, you're making an informed choice on how it was built, scaled, or it fit exactly what you need. Then comes the alignment and RLHF, which is reinforcement learning through human feedback. So, we have talked about when understanding the training and scaling matter. So, now let's chat about alignment and the human feedback. Basically, this is about making sure the model doesn't just spit out the old answer, it actually aligns with what people really want. So once you have picked the right tool, you need to make sure it behaves the way you intend it to. So that's where the reinforcement learning from human feedback comes in. In technical terms, alignment is all about making sure that AI behavior lines up with the human goals. So RHLF is the process when you take a model, refine it using the human input. Instead of just training it on the static data, you have people give feedback on what kind of response are good or bad, and the model learns to prefer the one the human likes more. And finally, the agentic and the generative system. So once you have got a model that's well aligned and fine tuned, the next step is making it act more like a helpful teammate rather than just one off tool. So agentic system are basically set up where you have AI that can plan the different steps, use the different tools, or carry out the multi-step task on its own. For example, it might not just answer a question, but it will fetch data, search internet, open some tools for you, do some tasks for you, or summarize the information for you. All this without your intervention. And generative system like diffusion model let you create the images or the content from scratch, giving your AI even more creative power. So these are all the fundamentals which you need to understand. Also, all these foundation topics you can learn through these YouTube videos, which are available for free. And I will provide the link of all these videos in the description of this video. So now you have got these foundation concepts down. So what's next? Well, the next step is to pick up the cloud provider or a framework that you want to work with. For example, in my videos, I often use Azure AI because it gives you a range of the models, tools, all in one place. Once you understand these basics, you will know exactly which model fits your purpose. And you can start a small project to put that knowledge into practice. And that's all I wanted to show in this video. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.